As it's already widely known, episode Nagi is set to end on August 12th, the same day as Ryo's birthday. Kind of another proverbial knife through the heart for all Nagi fans, if you will. And while that is all fine and dandy to some, there's one thing that no one's talking about. That being the inside cover for Volume 7. Being none other than Ryo's caretaker with a death's head hawk moth covering her mouth. Now this is very reminiscent, if not an exact copy of the hit film The Silence of the Lambs. Now there are at least 3 or 4 different iterations that completely explain exactly what's been happening within episode Nagi as well as the main story that makes everything make sense. First one being a symbol of transformation. Within the film Silence of the Lambs, the killer, Buffalo Bill, uses the moth as a metaphor for his desire to transform, specifically his attempt to change his identity by creating a woman suit. The metamorphosis of the moth, from caterpillar to pupa to moth, parallels Buffalo Bill's twisted transformation. How could you relate that to Nagi? Well, the impact that Ryo had on his character. Not only that, how Ego and the rest of Blue Lock transformed him into something he never once realized he was. The desire to transform into the egoist that everyone else had that he couldn't fully grasp. Second, and this one being probably the most prevalent one, death and macabre. If it's not already obvious based on what we've seen, Nagi's ego is death, or the skull. The skull-like marking on the moth's thorax directly symbolizes death, which fits the film's dark, violent atmosphere. That dark, violent atmosphere being Blue Lock transforming all these soccer players into true egoists, making them become something they never once knew they could be, using methods that haven't been seen before. But, and this is the one thing people are going to get from this video, it also aligns with the psychological themes of death, identity, and rebirth. I know y'all hear rebirth and automatically you think, well, you could come back. Hold on. Number 3 is silencing victims. This one is but I'm still going to refer to it anyways. The moth being placed in or on the mouth of victims serves as a literal silencing. They are voiceless in death. How could this relate to Nagi? Well, he silenced his own ego. It's mainly due to the fact that he just refused to actually evolve. That or he just didn't know how to. And now that he's gone from Blue Lock, there's not really much he can say on it anymore. Overall, the moth symbolizes transformation, death, silencing, and identity. All of which are pretty reminiscent to not only Nagi himself, but the path he took within Blue Lock to lead him to where he is now. And honestly, it's a very interesting concept and idea to be brought up within Nagi comparing both of them. Because I honestly wouldn't have thought of this, but the more you think about it, the more it starts making sense.